are what are the terms for buying the home. Most everything we do is seller finance. So seller finance would mean 6 to 11% down. The seller owns the home almost entirely in cash. They're trying to not have a huge capital gains tax hit. They might have bought the home 10, 15 years ago for $250,000, $350,000. Now the home's worth $700,000, $1 million, $1.3 million. They would lose 20 to 30% of their net proceeds just from the capital gains, and they don't want to do that. So what they'll do instead is they'll take a little bit of today money, which is why we're able to get the down payments, because they also typically don't need today money. But long term, they make more in the long term. By a slightly higher purchase price is what they'll sell the home at. And then the monthly payments, instead of you making that to a mortgage company or a bank or a lender, the person you're making the payments to in this case would be the seller. So most homes are seller finance, and then maybe 10 to 20% of the homes that we do, if the seller doesn't want to do seller finance terms and they're fixed on a purchase price that they want, some clients will use what's called a secondary home loan product. The lender just has to be super clear on the guidelines of what is the use case needed for the home. A lot of lenders do recognize most people who buy those homes do use them as short-term rentals. You just have to make sure that the lender is super clear on the guidelines that they have for the home, that the bank has for the use case of the home. But it's pretty easy to find lenders who are pretty green light with, hey, I recognize that you're using the secondary home loan product. I do recognize that you're probably going to eventually or immediately use it as a short-term rental. You just have to have that conversation with them. So most of the homes are seller finance. The other homes where the seller isn't open to seller finance terms, the loan product that buyers will use is like a secondary home loan product. And that's for about 10 to 15% down.